Well, it is probably pretty evident what we have here. I would say hello, barbecue enthusiasts. However, this is kind of at the periphery of barbecue. In fact, for the barbecue purist, this is no more than a fire pit with the ability to grill, possibly roast over a flame, and with a pizza oven attachment, do some baking. I don't know about you, but I'm not a fan of unboxing videos. So here's another unboxing video. That thing's got to be pretty substantial. It is heavy. This is the X30, and of course the Corten steel rather than the stainless steel, which should develop a patina, which I prefer. I think a fire pit should look a little rustic. By being rusty, I guess. There is a little bit of a price difference, not a huge one. One might say that these things are expensive enough as it is. You might as well save a few bucks where you can. Another might say you're spending this much already. What's a few dollars more for the stainless? Ostensibly, the durability of both of these is about the same. So for the aesthetic, I'd definitely go, well, I definitely prefer the Corten. Well, as I've unpacked this and started taking account of all the boxes here, I purchased I believe it's called the Fire Master Bundle, which includes, among the other items, the outpost rod and grill, and they seem to be absent, though it shows on here that they were packed. Did I mention it is Friday, December 13th, 2024? Yes, Friday the 13th. Finished unboxing everything, and it's an absolute. The Outback Grill and the post are missing. Called Breeo. They're supposed to be sending another one. Although it was included on the label, it looks like it never got packed. The straps were tight on the pallet. It didn't look like anything had slid out, so it just wasn't there. But what you're seeing here is what comes with the Fire Master Bundle, except for the base. That was an option. And these two items, I just happened to glance at their website to get their contact information so I could call them, and their new Fire Master Bundle includes all this over here, so for roughly the same price, which I paid extra for. So anyway, it's the way it goes. There's no point in filming anymore until the thing is complete. Wow, it got there just in the amount of time it took to go in and get a beer. Well, that's about 20 minutes in, and I threw one more stick on. Well, I'm rather disappointed with myself, more so than usual. I'm all in. It is exactly 1 week later, Friday, December 20th, 2024. A good quality fire pit is something that's been on my mind for a few years now. The pizza oven is a fairly recent development. When I ordered the pit during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales, the seed for the wood-fired pizza oven kind of got planted in the back of my brain, and it just kind of sat there gnawing away as the holiday sales seemed to go on unremittingly, and by the end of the week I decided I couldn't live without one of those either. So here we are. Now as you look at these two together, there is something very curious, very subtle. It's going to take a keen eye to pick it out. I'm being sarcastic, of course. I ordered both of these in the Co-10 steel. I kind of assumed the customer has the option of accelerating the weathering on it by etching it, or just letting it occur naturally. When I ordered the pizza oven, I assumed the same. It actually came out of the box this way. So I'm not really disappointed, but a little puzzled why they would do that for the fire pit and not the oven. Getting ahead of myself here a little bit, but we live in an arid climate, and I was going to let everything kind of weather at its own pace. And I have a feeling, given the long head start and the lack of moisture that we have here, that the two are going to distress in totally different ways. So maybe not, I could be wrong. I might also mention that some of this is going to be a little bit out of order chronologically. The oven showed up late yesterday afternoon. Because we'd had a little issue with missing items in the original shipment, I wanted to get it unpacked right away and make sure everything was there. And so if you're into seeing it in the box, that'll show up here in different light. The adapter ring for the X30, some assembly required. And again, a keen eye will probably notice that the stones are not in place. I just had them, I'm alone, and I just left them out so I could move this around on my own. Which brings up, well, that was inconvenient. The memory card just ran out, but I got a new one in. I think I was about to say that I had the stones out to move this around by myself since I'm alone. And it raises an interesting point. And of course, I wouldn't move this unless it was cool. I would never try to move it alone hot. And but because of the diameter of the oven, placement of the handles and everything, I can lift it without too much trouble, but it is difficult to hold it out and lift at the same time. And I can barely do it without having to hug the thing, but with the patina on there, and it is very powdery, you'd get it all over you if you had to hug it. So something worth considering maybe if you're looking at this for stainless steel. Just give it a quick walk around here. We picked up a Papa Murphy's Take and Bake pizza to try to cook in this today. We knew it would probably show up too late yesterday. And more often than not, if it works out okay, that's probably how we'll do it. I doubt I'm going to make too many pizzas from scratch. I'm not sure there's much more to show. Between the two units are really only two moving parts, the thermometer and the vent up here. Otherwise, they're both a couple of hunks of metal, albeit pricey pieces of metal, and that, when you get right down to it, is the elephant in the room. These things are quite expensive, and as I said before, I'd been wanting to get a good quality fire pit for a number of years now. I was looking at something more traditional. The closest runner-up was something made by Southern Wildlife Company. I think they call it the Gathering Pot, heavy steel pit, and I won't go into detail why I opted for this instead, but certainly the smokeless and cooking options had something to do with it. But I've also talked myself out of buying this for 2 or 3 years now at least. And I have to admit, if it were not for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales, I probably would have talked myself out of it again this year. So, in fact, I was hoping I would talk myself out of it by the time it rolled around again this year. But my wife, being the angel she is, said you've been wanting one for a long time, and I think she wants to get a little use out of it too. So the pit she encouraged me to buy, I'm not so sure she's very enthusiastic about the pizza oven thing yet, given its expense. As for my thoughts so far as design and construction goes, it appears to be of reasonably good quality. As far as durability goes, only time will tell. I might not be induced to buy one if it were not for sales making me feel like I got a little better deal on it. By the same token, I am not at all disappointed. A little bit about the buying process, very typical of any online purchase. Of course, I purchased this online directly from Breeo. Their website indicates that most items ship within 1 or 2 days, possibly because of the holiday sales. It took exactly 1 week for both of these items to ship. They were ordered about 4 days apart. And in addition to that, it was another 4 to 6 days to ship from Pennsylvania to our location in the Intermountain West. So anywhere from between 10 days and 2 weeks to get all this stuff. So if you're looking for instant gratification, or at least rapid gratification, you may have a little bit of weight on your hands with nothing to do but watch stupid videos like this while you're waiting for your new toy to arrive. Again, and as I say, the ordering process was typical. Atypical or unfortunate was that a couple of items were missing when I received the original fire pit in the package that came with it. Coincidentally, this just arrived. This is what was missing in the original shipment, the Outpost 24 grill. I did contact them as soon as I realized it was missing late in the day on a Friday, so it's near the end of business hours. Surprisingly, I got a human being without a heavy accent. Everything was handled professionally, maybe a little sterile and robotic, and without contrition. There was no apology, even though I'm a member of the family now. But the situation was handled reasonably well. As they said, they'd get it over to whoever was in charge of that kind of thing, and that it probably wouldn't ship until after the weekend, which it did not. So, and as I say, this just arrived today. A little bit of a bummer because we were planning on cooking some steaks on the grill that night. So anyway, we had to wait an extra week to be able to do any cooking on this thing. So I can't think of anything else that might be useful, if in fact any of that was useful at all. If anyone stuck around this long in this lame video, I can offer recompense to one viewer. Breeo included this as Lanyap. That's a freebie for those of you in Rio Linda. And given it's the season of giving, I'm going to pass this along to the first person who wants that bad enough that they're willing to put their address in the comments below. I'll keep a close eye on it, and as soon as I've acknowledged receipt of your address, you can either edit or remove your comment, and I'll send those spices to you. Have a very Merry Christmas, a prosperous 2025, and dandy day.